regular called meeting of the Greater Pharr Chamber of Commerce. We are having this meeting at Pharr City Hall, second floor, in the Commissioners' Room. We'll start this meeting off by calling it to order at 12 o'clock, and we will start with the roll call and possible action on excusing any of the absent members.
Mario Liscano,
Present.
Alex Rios, absent. Ricardo Pedraza,
Present.
okay. Sonia Falcón,
Here.
Johnny Rodriguez,
Present.
Lisanne McPine,
Present.
Ernesto Sepúlveda,
Present.
José Delgado,
Present.
Alma Caso,
Present.
Dr. Annabelle Palomo.
Present.
Thank you all. We have one person who is not available. We do have, for the record, two people that are online, Board Member Alma Caso and Board Member Rick Pedraza. Do I hear a motion to excuse Board Member Alex Rios?
I'll make a motion.
There's a motion on the floor by Mr. Rodriguez. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second by Mr. Delgado. All of those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes to go ahead and excuse absent Board Member Alex Rios. Next, we'll go on to organizational business. You have been provided with the minutes for January 5th for the regular called meeting, and also, and we'll go on with that one first. Does anybody have any questions on those minutes that were provided prior to this meeting for January 5th, 2021?
Move to approve.
There's a motion by Ms. Falcón to approve the minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second by Mr. Rodriguez. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Okay, the minutes have passed for January 5th, 2021. Next, we have the consideration and action, if any, on Treasurer's Report of Account, summary period ending in January 31st, 2021. Ms. Falcone, if you can just provide us
Sure.
with an update.
Sure, we received this report. It's our monthly report from Carla from the city regarding our expenses. And so as you can see, I mean, we still are getting the primary funding from the city for the chamber. But everything seems to be in order. I think that, you know, some of these percentages, I don't know if the formulas are not there. If you look at the percentage rankings on the revenue total, so we'll need to address those with Carla. But other than that, if there's any questions, I'll be glad to entertain them.
Thank you, Ms. Falcone, and thank you for the city for helping us out with keeping this report, and we'll go ahead and make sure we follow up with those requests. Is there any questions or any other remarks on the treasurer's report? Being none, may I hear a motion to go ahead and accept the treasurer's report as presented?
I'll make a motion.
There's a motion by Board Member Rodriguez. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Board Member McAlpine. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, thank you so much. The treasury report has passed. Next, we'll go on to number 3, which is going to be providing for board action and strategic initiative. And we'll have our Executive Director, Lisa Salinas, discuss the Pharr Business Directory and what its purpose is. And we can go ahead and bring this to a discussion.
Thank you, Mario. Upon arrival here in Pharr, one of the things that I kept on hearing, when not only visiting with the board, but also with cross-functional departments, is the city's need for a business directory. So in visiting with how do we do that, I think PDC was tasked with it, the chamber was tasked with it, and it would be an undertaking that is of gigantic. We'd have to go out, visit with all businesses to create the database and so forth. So the only silver lining that probably came to the city of Pharr with COVID is that we had to implement a WorkSafe plan. So right now, they're working on the 2021 WorkSafe plan. We will be utilizing that. I'm waiting for them to upload it. It's a link in the email. We're utilizing the WorkSafe plan to create a Greater Pharr Chamber of Commerce, City of Pharr database that would be utilized through an app and also through the website. So this is an example of, and this is just an example, requesting feedback to move forward and visit with not only the city's vendor that handles the app, but also local vendors that can create an online platform like this. And if you see, they scroll down, there's restaurants that can be highlighted, there's different city events that can be highlighted, different things within the city, but it's all to promote commerce and people coming to the great city of Pharr. So at this point, I would like to offer it up for discussion and any feedback if y'all have any. And I'm happy to send out the link so that y'all can better look at it.
So I guess my question is, who is working on our website?
We recently had a gentleman that was employed by the city move on, and we've hired somebody new. We've made some small changes, but we need a lot of overhaul for the website. Hoping that this gentleman that we can hire, or whomever's going to help us with the business directory, can also give us some support to our online website.
Okay, because I went on to the website and everything there is stale, right? I mean, there are seminars from 2020 that are posted still on there. All of our corporate sponsors listed are from 2020, right? So there's no 2021 information. So if you can explain what you're proposing compared to our website, because the directory, we need to have members to create a directory, right? And so what is the status of the membership? You know, what is the roll call on that? What is the number of members that we have? And then I remember some discussion when Rebecca was here about this website, and that we had approved somebody that was going to be updating it, or maybe I'm confusing it with something else, but I remember having that discussion with her. Did you look into how that was being worked, who the provider is for that website, or was it the city, or?
I don't have any prior knowledge before me. What I can tell you is what I know now. The business directory would not only entail just chamber members, but every business in Pharr, so that we're supporting commerce. And then on our website, we could put our chamber members there as a directory independently. But the Pharr directory is independent of chamber. It just really focuses on commerce and businesses in the city of Pharr.
Yeah, I think it would be good for us just to go ahead and include that in our strategic management workshop, to include doing some preliminary work for the website design and to look at it right away, of course, to update it. I think that's important. But the subject right now is our Pharr Business Directory. I personally feel that I know that Johnny also knows that we've been at other chambers. Business directories are very important to us, because we pass these out to whether it be realtor links or EDCs or surrounding areas. But I'd like to just know if we can make this into, will it be a hard copy available, or will it be all online?
What we're proposing and would like to move forward, so when I visited with our mayor, he referenced being able to pick up your phone and looking up banking. And there would be a slew of different banking here in Pharr that he could then go to. If he picks up the phone and looks up, or the website and looks up auto repair, and then there would be a slew of different auto repairs, because he'd like to push residents to go to this either online platform on your phone, which would be via like a mobile app that we already own for the city, or to a website.
And we definitely want to support that proactive move by our mayor. I think that's a great idea. I think that if we include it as an app, I know I use an app for everything to schedule my date, so that's definitely something we can do that. I just to verify, so it'll be all online, no hard copy.
No hard copy,
Okay.
unless we take, and we could send it, that could be a different action item where we're creating maybe these little directories, because there are people that still like hard copies.
Right, and that's okay. I just want to make sure, because those can always be included, not a large number, but I'm more interested in the discussion we have today is Pharr Business Directory for our Winter Texan parks, and also for maybe our healthcare facilities. So
I was curious, Mario, on what Sonia brought up. I think we did pay somebody to create a website. I wonder if they actually created one for us.
There is a website, but it's not current.
Yeah, and
And there are chamber members, right? But what I'm hearing here is that these are two different projects.
Mm-hmm.
The city wants a list of directory of businesses.
Mm-hmm. I
And
understand
then
that.
we, the chamber, want a directory of our members, right? Now, doing the list for the city could then flow into creating more members for us.
Mm-hmm.
But this is really the city's
Okay.
Yeah.
project, right? That they want this,
Mhm.
right? And they're asking the chamber to help develop that directory. But the only way it benefits us is that we get that directory and then try to onboard those, those.
Yeah, I think it'll be a
members.
good idea. That can increase our
agree.
membership.
I agree.
But who's going to pay for that? Is the city going to pay for that app, or?
It would be the chamber. Actually, and it's on the table. We have two different versions right now. Somebody that can create something online would run us about $2,000. I have a meeting with them this week. And then the city has a vendor that handles the 311 app, and I have a meeting with them. And it's really proposing it to the city on how much they will pay and how much we will pay.
Okay.
Because that's not in our budget.
We do have some advertising budget that it could be utilized from.
Okay, then how are we gonna advertise to our members? Because this is really a city directory, right, not a chamber directory. So maybe they can give us a stipend for that project. Is that-
Possibly.
Lisa, excuse me, I do have a question. You had mentioned,
know.
previously, can you hear?
yes,
Yes.
we got scared because we heard voices.
I
Sorry.
come from the wall.
Lisa, hadn't you mentioned that we had some funds? You had talked about maybe 2,400 or something like that, that was going to go towards the website, and we had talked about maybe that not being enough to revamp a whole new website, but that we were gonna look at maybe someone helping us do like, it could be trade-in, where it could be half could be paid and half could be used as advertisement on their part, or like a donation towards the city, or just trying to improve on our website. And you had mentioned there was a website, I can't remember the city, was it I can't remember, Corpus or something, that had a similar directory where it is incorporated into the website and wouldn't take additional funds to create this whole other app or whatever you'd want to describe it for the directory. It's just incorporated into the website. Would that not work?
We could, and we have about, Sonia brought up a few weeks ago, she saw $2,400 hidden in a golf tournament account that's almost like an escrow account. So we do have about $2,400 that we could potentially utilize to hire somebody. And we did snoop around, found that Corpus Christi has a beautiful business directory, something similar to what we're trying to accomplish, but it's one and two. It's off of the chamber website. So somebody would have to go to the chamber website before they go on to this other platform. And it's quite beautiful, but it really focuses on tourism, the city, commerce, and business growth. So yes, it could be. In discussing, and this is what this meeting is for, to bring up what we're proposing, and this is what we'd like to look at. We'd like to propose looking at the business directory, getting approval to start visiting with vendors and working on that. In reference to the website, we did look at it in November, and we did make some tweaks. It was referencing back 2018. So we've done a lot of tweaks, but it is not over. There does need a lot of work on it. And we've done some, it does need some more.
Excellent. This is a great jumping point on then for us to move forward. As we discussed prior to this meeting, we're all interested in doing chamber business. So I'd like to make sure that we continue with this by moving forward and just getting that if the board action is required, I really think that it'd be more of a, that way we can include everybody and empower each one of us to participate with this Pharr Business Directory. If we can go ahead and move and hear a motion to move forward with this.
I have a couple of questions too.
Sure.
Okay,
I have a com-
so that I'm clear, are we looking at an app eventually that someone's gonna have to install on their phones, and then from that point on, only those individuals are gonna have access to, or? I just wanna make sure I completely understand big picture how this is going to work.
So So right now, the city of Pharr has a 311 app, and
Uh-huh.
in that app, let me pull it up so that y'all can see it. So in this app, you can go in here and put report an issue, government. So in theory, what we're thinking is we could put another tab where it
Okay.
says business search, and so then that person would go in here and then put, I'm looking for a real estate agent in Pharr. And then it would populate with all of the real estate agents.
Okay, now, for those that are members, are we gonna be highlighting the fact that there are members there?
We could, and so if you looked at the sample, there's places where we could highlight, so we could highlight, so if we had a school, another school in the city of Pharr, it would be in there, but
Uh-huh.
since RGB College is one of our corporate sponsors, they would be highlighted in there. So they would be
Okay.
on the landing page.
Well, it seems like this is a city project under the 311 because that's where it's gonna go.
Did I misunderstand? I think you were telling me in Corpus, you actually have to go through the chamber and then you got the business directory.
Yes.
Is this gonna be the same case here? No.
Yes, so we could have it on the app, so 311, but then if you're sitting at your desktop and you want to look up RGB College, you could go to Greater Pharr Chamber of Commerce, Business Directory, and go in there. So it would be two, it would be an app and then online.
I think including in the 311 would be important, but I think that we would consider looking at the app. And I just want to make sure, because I think Rick had a comment also. I don't know if he had a comment or not.
My comment was that we could also just link the website to the app, and then it would go to our website. That would be another recommendation, that we could do it to where they hit the 311 and it would go to our page, and then they can go from there. But I think that if that's the case, then you would have to make our website mobile friendly, so it could be able to show everything on your phone. Because sometimes you have issues where the websites are not made for mobile friendly, so you have to like scroll and do a lot of different weird things to get the information.
Right, and again, what this action is so we can move forward and meet with the vendors, so all those questions can be answered and see all our options, because that's what I think everybody wants to see. This is option A with this vendor, option B, option C. So we have 3 vendors, and I would include that we can even incorporate some of the updates that we have beneficial to our website. So, not trying to say, okay, we're going with this particular. What we're doing is we are allowing, it's just like in a city commission meeting, we're allowing the city manager to go out for bids to construct something.
Yeah.
So it has to come back to us. We just want to move forward with this. And all these inputs are very important right now, but they're also important for us when we have our workshop, which I hope we're doing by the end of the month. So we can make sure that all these ideas are fresh.
So I think I saw Annalee shaking her head, yes, that they would fund it if we pass this, so.
Okay, then.
Can you hear me? Okay. Analia Lanis for the record. So yes, the 311 app, obviously it's an expense that the city already has, and as we've discussed before, any resources that we have, it's not gonna cost the chamber a penny. So that, the reason, and just like Rick mentioned right now, we do link a lot of the stuff from the website. That way we keep information updated. You go to one hub only, update your information, and people have the most updated information. So that's one avenue. I was actually, in my mind, as you guys were talking about it, was thinking the same thing. If we do develop this directory, we can always highlight our members on that one same, and make one of the same, but still give credit to our members, because that's what we want to do. So yes, and just as Mr. Liscano mentioned as well, this is just the beginning of the conversations. The funding and everything else will definitely come through, and as we mentioned before, the city is here to support the chamber. They do have an operating budget, and if there's anything that is deficient, we can always consider for the city to come in if need be.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. With that said, do I hear a motion to,
I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman, I apologize for interrupting.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
So if we're on 3A, it's not an action item, it's only a discussion and review.
Yeah, and I really didn't, that's why I kept questioning the board action. So we'll move on with that. Thank you so much.
Yes.
We'll move on with that with asking for a follow-up report at the next board meeting. And prior to that, we're hoping to have a workshop at the end of this month. Now, let's go on to activities, and we have our president's administrative report, and we'll just touch up on these updates.
So one of the things we've been tasked with, and it's really providing resources for the business community, and we've been speaking about it for the last few months, but very happy to report that our team has worked as an outreach for the CDBG grant, and we have sent 45 businesses to get funding through the CDBG department. And so to date, the city has awarded $240,000, but of the people that we've sent, we've had 4 people awarded at $20,000. So we're real excited about that. Wanted to give y'all an update, but overall, they've awarded 48 grants.
How much money do you all still have in the CDBG? Is there still money available for businesses?
There is still money available. The last time I checked, we're going through another process to reclassify some monies. I want to say that the last numbers I had looked at was around 100 and something thousand, almost 200,000 that is already set aside for small businesses, which is why we asked the chamber staff and said, hey, while you're out there in the community talking to people, make sure you ask, do they know? I said, to me, it was kind of sad that we had money sitting here, and I know for a fact that our business is needed. And I said, while you're out there in the street, just remind them, send them our way. We'll take care of the rest. So it's been working out really great, and it's awesome to hear that $20,000 are already out there in the community.
Absolutely. And while being out in the community, I've been able to firsthand see the struggles that some of our business owners are having. Was able to connect a furniture store with our city development office, and they're working on a program for him. So it's been great just being out in the community.
Excellent. Number 2.
So one of the, we had a little COVID hiccup. Some of our students, their families had outbreaks for COVID, so it set us back a little bit, but we do have our first meeting this Thursday. We have a 10:30 with Smoking Moon. That's one of our TikTok little projects that we're working on, and then Pretty in Pink at 12 o'clock. Mrs. Lopez has taken full control of her class, and we've been having meetings, but as to date, they've only been meeting virtual, so parents have been a little hesitant for their kids to get out in the community. So we're starting with these 2 first, and then if y'all could please update the slide. We have a schedule of the first 6 that we're attacking for this Southwest Early College. And I think they're getting to it.
Yeah,
Right there. So Plaza Restaurant, Plaza Sports is going to be the same. They're gonna do a little TikTok with the restaurant, then Smoking Moon we have on 2-3. Tropical Smoothie Cafe will then follow. Olivia Ryan, she only wants Instagram, doesn't want TikTok because of its affiliates. And then Pretty in Pink Boutique we have this Thursday. But we've gone over some guardrails with them, and really we've asked for 48 hours of receiving the client name to give us an idea and concept. We've asked them to please keep the social media positive. Please do not include alcohol or beer signage because they're still underage. Please consider age appropriate for all age groups. I did explain that we have some Winter Texans in the community and then younger audience. We're looking for stories that go viral, and we're looking to help our business community that has been deeply impacted. So we're working in hand with them. I will be going out to Smoking Moon, and then Marcela will be working with Pretty in Pink. We're dividing and conquering to see this program through.
Good idea.
Any questions, any remarks, or any comments on this latest update from?
So maybe it would be a good idea for historical purposes, because we've already gone through one problem, is to document, for example, the name of the project, the responsibility of the person who's in charge, the contact information, who the targeted businesses are, and what the results are going to be, right?
We can do
In
that.
other words, we need to have something to put in our plan that the city asks us, what did you do? Well, here's this project, here's that project, and we worked with the school districts, we worked with the businesses. And then we talked about making these kids junior ambassadors, right? And so I think at the last meeting, and according to the minutes, you were gonna give us a plan, right? So that we have that plan in place and we know what the target dates are and for what businesses. And that hopefully
Absolutely.
these businesses are all chamber members already, right?
So, Smoking Moon is one of our $180, 180-day new members. Plaza Sports is, and the other are not. We are looking to do an outreach with them to try to entice them to become members.
Is this should be something that you should be working on as far as, that's one of the incentives for joining the chamber, that this could be you, right? But I would not load all of the people that we're gonna do this for free membership, you know? I think that we need to show our members, let them get their money's worth first, right?
Absolutely, and this is a test and learn to see where we're gonna go with it, how it's going to do. We're going to do a post-ops where we can show week over week how many views we had, how many, if the videos went viral. These kids, they've really started throwing their creative into it, so we're excited to see it. They've already given me the concept for like Pretty in Pink, so excited to see where it's gonna go.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think it's very important what Sonia said. We need to make sure that we're part of it and that we are understanding not only what has already been scheduled, but what's coming up ahead, so we can make sure that, you know, we concentrate on our members, because added value is very important to our businesses. You know, a lot of it, even being our corporate sponsors, that we will go ahead and focus on, you know, how we can highlight those different areas. So we appreciate it, and the efforts are great. I think this is something that's being proactive, and I think that it's also promoting our city, which is part of our responsibility as well for the chamber. So excellent. So now we will go on, and we're going to number 3. Just a quick update.
So just wanted to give you all an update. We filed our 2018 and 2019 taxes, and I did get notice this morning that it was filed. We're waiting for confirmation back from IRS. Just as soon as the confirmation gets back, I'll be updating the whole entire board.
Well, I talked to Melissa, and she said that they had been accepted, that they were able to do a postcard filing, so that there was no problem, so.
Excellent.
I spoke to her today.
Thank you, Ms. Falcone, and thank you so much for helping us out and making sure that we're all keeping up to date and that we have everything in place. Next, we'll go on to our upcoming events, and we have some great chamber events, so that's what we want to hear about today.
We do. So we will be showing up for, we've created like a Winter Texan Appreciation Month happening 5/2, 5/11, and 5/12. We'll be going at Tip of Texas, Tropical Trails, and Texas Trails. And we've already worked with them to pick out the first 100 people, and we'll be showing up, engaging, giving them coupons to different area businesses to help encourage commerce in the city of Pharr.
Excellent. If we can go ahead and see where our board members can pick a date so they can show up on those days, that would be great. I'll join you all this Friday.
Absolutely, and if anybody has anything you would like to put in the goodie bags, please send it our way. I know we sent emails out, but we'd love anything that you have that you'd like to include.
Great. Now, also, we wanted to hear about the Hub Market Days.
Similar to other cities, and the city of Harlingen does the first Saturday of the month, they have their downtown market. Well, we will be having, and we're hoping to have second Saturdays of the month, the Hub Market Days, and really as an opportunity to feature our little small businesses that they don't have a brick and mortar. They're just out there doing these little markets. So we will have food vendors, market vendors, music, fun for the whole family. It's completely free, and you can come out. We'd love to have anybody come out that wants to help that day.
Great.
If you'd
And
like to set
Lisa.
up, let me know. Yes.
go ahead.
Is there like a registration fee for this?
No, sir. They can just call the chamber
What are the
Okay, and then I had
times
another,
of the hub?
from 5 to 9.
Mr. Chairman, do we have like polls, the chamber that we can wear when we, Winter Texan Day? Do we have anything like?
Yeah, we
shirts or
actually,
anything?
we do. Board member Alex Rios provided us with polos that we have. So we'll make sure to follow up, and that would be great for us to be wearing those shirts. Those that are not working can wear those out on those days, but each board member should have a shirt that was provided last year. If you haven't, we'll make sure to get. I know he did provide some last year.
What I can do.
So is this being advertised? Because I didn't see that on the webpage.
No, we haven't advertised it yet. It got announced last night to commission, so we will be moving forward with it and putting it on social media most likely.
Any questions or anything else? And that's great, that'll be on our website, and also we can make sure that it's on our Facebook and all social media. I know that to be included. We'd also like to see if we can maybe put on our local newspaper. I know that they usually comes in next week, so we can have at least 7 days out.
Absolutely, and in the meantime, I'll send out for T-shirt sizes so we can get y'all some shirts for future events.
And what's going to happen at this Hub Market Days? Who are the vendors and where is it going to take place?
It's going to take place right here at the downtown hub. During December, we did a Christmas market. We set up 15 different vendors, and they just go out there and they sell, and there's live music, and there's food with the food vendors. Nice time.
And how many vendors have confirmed?
We have a list, and then we have a list on top of a list. We just need to call them to let them know. We have about 30 vendors.
I think that's great, and I know that, and I'm sorry, I know that Mr. Delgado and Board Member Falcon were present at the last one in December. So it's similar to that event where you have the community come out. It's a great time to have. Also, we invite our elected officials to go out there and talk to the community, and that's the best time for us to also represent our different companies that we're with as well. So,
I'm sorry, if you don't mind, are they paying a fee to promote their business or sell their products out there?
No.
yeah, I think that's Rick had mentioned, Board Member Pedraza, if there was a fee for the actual booth. And I think if we limit it down to 30, we can promote safely, and of course, we adhere to guidelines. And I think this is a good giving back of the chamber, so they can see that we're getting involved in our community and promoting our businesses. So
Well, I think that's also another plus for, keep retaining and offering our membership.
yes, ma'am.
That if they do become a corporate member, that this is one of the free things. But if they're not engaged in the chamber, then maybe we charge a fee for those people who are not. And maybe they'll see the benefit of having been engaged with the chamber. But, we're losing a little bit of revenue there if we're not gonna provide it for our members, and we're just giving it out for free.
I think that's a good idea also, that we can consider. One of the things that I've seen in the past, I know that we worked together with Johnny, would be where we did ask for that, and some of that payment would actually go towards their membership. So as one thing that I did want to propose is tweaking up a little bit at our workshop, our membership and how we're dealing with them. And I think Sonia brings Board Member Falcon brings a very important topic, which is we don't want to make sure that we lose revenue, but at the same time, we want to provide our members with that added value, like, why am I a member? So when we do that, we need to make sure that we highlight them individually at these events, and that we promote them. When we do promote them, that we list them as a chamber member. So once we do that, we're also tasked, for all of us, to ensure that we talk to those businesses that are there about joining, or providing a fee that we can utilize that money for something specific, whatever that may be, a donation or for a special project.
I know
Absolutely.
go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead, sir.
I was just curious, so what does it cost us for something like the market hub, the hub market days?
It doesn't cost us anything. The city gives us all of their resources. They send out a gentleman to set up all the tables. We go out there and just help them get in line, and that's it. It doesn't cost us anything.
So it's just a coordinated effort with the city to be able to bring the community together?
Yes,
Helps a lot of the
absolutely.
businesses and whatnot. But Sonia did have a point, because in Edinburgh, when we used to have market days, the chamber used to have Saturday market days. I mean, we used to charge $100 a space, $100, and we used to have like 40 companies come out, vendors. People just buy a booth. And for the chamber members, I think it was half, $50. But, you know, and I know we're living in a COVID era. A lot of businesses are affected right now. You know, maybe thinking for next year or something, or once we try to get some normalcy back into our lives, maybe we should start thinking about a fee.
Right,
We
and,
can. I think once we build up the events, yeah.
Yeah.
and I think that's important that you brought that up, because I knew that we were gonna bring that up. You know, we're trying to promote the business community, so we're enhancing, and the blessing that we have here is that the city is funding that. So, you know, the difference between Edinburgh and the chamber, this one is that they're using it as a fundraiser, and we're using it today as a community effort. So
Yeah.
I think it's important for us to just show up and, you know, make sure that, hey, there's chamber board members here, so that the city also realizes that we're also invested into what we're doing with, we appreciate the resource being provided for us, but we're also going to be present to at least make sure that we talk to them about membership.
And I do think that if we're gonna have this event be successful, there needs to be a draw as why people want to come here, right? It's not, they don't know anything about the vendors that are there. Why am I going, you know? Are they gonna have a band playing? Are they gonna, you know, it's just whatever it is that draws people there. And so, you know, what kind of vendors are you gonna have that maybe people want to go and look for that particular product, you know, something unique? Instead of, well, you know, we're gonna have a booth there and it's, you know, just the regular people, but, you know, what specific items, you know, maybe each Hub Fest has a theme, you know, related to the city, right? And that we're promoting that theme throughout the vendors. They can do their own products, but then they have a theme, you know, and make it something that the vendors wanna come back to, because then if the turnout is low, they're not gonna show up again, right? And so we have to not just set it up, because that's what the city does, but for the chamber, we have to dress it up, right? We have to make it look good. It's not just about, you know, showing up to the wedding, it's about participating, right? And so we have to dress up this event to make sure it is successful. And we have to measure it, you know, how many vendors showed up and signed up, how many were chamber members, how many were not. And then we need to have data in order to say, you know, like Johnny's saying with Edinburgh, you know, how many they had and what the turnout was, and then how many people attended, you know, and what were the hours, what were the times, and what did they buy, you know? So I think it's important not just to put it on an agenda, but
No,
dress it
absolutely.
up.
We had one in December, and what we did is we focused it around handmade items. So people in the city of Pharr that made items, we eliminated a bunch of vendors that if it was something that they bought and they were just selling, it had to be a handmade items. And some of the things that we got were hand-painted hats, hand-painted jackets. A lot of artists came out and really sold their products. They saw tremendous success that they told us, when y'all have another one, we want to come back. So that's our list that we're running from, but we also have backups to that list. Happy to work on any data that you need, but overall, the consensus in December is it was very successful.
Are you talking about the one where we did the ribbon cutting?
No, we had December 13th, I want to say, I might be wrong, but it was a holiday market, and it was held here in the park in the afternoon on a Sunday.
So how was the turnout on that? Pretty good?
I
or-
couldn't give you quantitative information, like how many people, but it was very successful. People came out. It was highly promoted throughout the community and on their news. The Monitor covered it, ABC covered, CBS covered it. We had a lot of coverage.
Lisa, how about as far as the mentality of people wearing masks?
Everyone wore a mask.
Good.
Everyone wore a mask, except when they ate, they sat
Yeah,
down and took
yeah.
off their mask. But for the most part, everybody was very proactive.
All the visitors, people walking around, all that.
And the
good.
city pumped up police
Nice.
surveillance, so we had a lot of police within the downtown park.
Excellent. I think it's a great idea, and I'm glad you know, it was, the one in December was pretty close to Christmas time, and this one's pretty close to Valentine's, so we want to fall in love with Pharr. That's great. Whatever whatever that
That's a good
slogan,
theme right
That's a
there.
good
whatever
theme right
slogan
there.
we need to do.
Dress it up.
Yes.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
and that way we know that we're gonna bring some maybe handmade stuff or anything else for Valentine's, because it'll be the next
It's a good
day.
Valentine's theme.
But I think
I
that
like
in
that.
order for us to participate and understand it, and for us to look at the numbers, that we need to be present. So we can not only get a report on it, but be counted.
Well,
So-
and Annabelle had a good
Mr.
question.
Chairman.
Is how many people were there? You know, we need to
Oh,
know
yes.
if it's worth for the city to continue to do this or not, so. we
But
need to-
I like including like your corporate and see, like, if you take a theme, I could easily theme like my nurses as far as hearts, you know what I mean, for February. I'm real thematic type of, but that's how I'll dress it up and entice everyone to do it however often you have it. But more than importantly, I think she mentioned your corporate sponsors. I'm one. So I'd see how this could somehow benefit me and continue to be a member, you know, and it's added value to getting more members involved, because that's what we're here for, right? We're trying to grow our census, and if we're just giving out and not, our corporate sponsors aren't being involved in that, I think that's not beneficial. So I know Sonia brought up a good point. I love the theme. I'm already even thinking, how could I relate the heart? You know, how could you do this and that? So I think that's a good idea. I think we need to stem off of that.
Absolutely, and if any of y'all would like to participate, we can fill in the vendors behind y'all. So if RGV College would like to send students, maybe to give out information on loving your
Yeah.
heart or something or
And
other.
heart health,
um,
you know, and
We're
things like that.
happy to sign y'all up as well. The library will be there as well.
I just want to acknowledge that we have a board member, Pedranza, had a comment.
Yeah, I just had a suggestion. I know that one thing that Pharr prides itself on is produce. I think maybe we can reach out to produce individuals in the community. Maybe we can have like fresh fruit and vegetables at the hub. What's it called? The hub days or the hub?
Hub
Yeah,
Market
no,
Days.
not the hub. Market days, and that'd be something good. That way, people can actually get citrus or whatever other fruits and vegetables are in season. Just a suggestion.
I like that too.
Excellent. All those are excellent ideas with a Heart Healthy Month. Man, I'm throwing those slogans out all day today. We can make sure that, you know, we all represent ourselves well, and we'll make sure that if you as a corporate sponsor would like to be included, and also we'll ask Ms. Lisa to reach out to the corporate sponsors, we do that. And we want to make sure that we thank Mayor and City Council for that support that we have, because I think it's going to be a great event that we're going to make sure we're part of. Any other comments or anything else prior to?
One question, what
Sure.
is the capacity? How many vendors can we have?
Really only about 15, unless we start wrapping it around. The city's done a great job. If y'all came out during Christmas, they dressed up downtown, so it gave us an opportunity to have people engaging downtown. Well, here for Valentine's, they've put up on this side, I don't know if y'all have seen love, and then some Christmas, Valentine's decorations over here. So the thought is to bring people down to downtown and then have them eat with our vendors, shop with our vendors, and just have a good time.
And why
Take-
can't you close off that area and use that, what's the name of that Villita, or what is it called, the little space there for rentals?
Across the street?
Across the
Yeah.
street.
It's a private,
No, but maybe they want to participate
Oh.
on that night, you know, for people to see it, you know, and then set up vendors in there too.
Oh,
Or
definitely.
even just along the street and just block that off anyway, and just use that whole street for that, you know?
And we've talked about that. I brought it up to Annalee, how neat it would be to do a whole downtown market where we're then closing down from Business 83 over here. And that's in the works, and doing some other programs, but it probably won't be for these kind of events.
Yeah, I
Those
think
will
that's
be like
more
a
for like a Pharr Hub Fest.
Yes.
Where it's a larger scale. You remember, this is Market Days, and if you haven't gone to another city, theirs usually are probably about the same amount. So it's important for us to
And there's more than 15.
well, I'm talking about, you know,
I won't even
as
show
far
up
as the
at
Market Days, Mission has 15, and I know that McAllen has Market Days that they do at the Fireman's Park, and there's no more than 10.
Farmers market.
Right. Well, I'm saying that's the same scale. That's the same scale. So the best thing for us to do is be present, so we can go ahead and have an input ourselves in it.
If I may add just one quick comment, the reason why I had tasked Lisa to start doing this market days was, one, definitely to help those entrepreneurs that, like she says, they don't have a business per se established, but they're doing something. They're, as I call it, they're hustling. So we want to help them as well. And also, we want to make sure that we continue to promote the downtown parks here. adjacent to the city. The food truck area is something that's fairly new, something that we're working really, really hard to establish, and we figure that we could use this event as a platform to bring people out, and that's why we strategically placed the businesses around that area, because we want people to know, like, hey, we're here, they're here, they're open, make sure that you visit them. So it's kind of, killing two birds with one stone at the end of the day.
Excellent. And I know it's going to be the first of many, so we want to be proactive and ensure that yes, we gather data, and yes, we can evaluate some of the past events, but that we improve and we continue to provide that input so we can continue to improve, and all these events will be successful. So any more comments or anything else that we can further discuss?
I just think one of the recommendations that was made was follow up on old business, right? So I think we need to have a section in there, Patricia, that we had discussed. That's okay. I know it's important business. So we had discussed at the meeting about having old business put into our agenda. I didn't see it on here, so maybe we can do that so we can follow up, because there's a lot of projects being put out here, and we just need to remember to follow up on those.
Okay, I'll make sure that whenever they prepare the agenda and that it's sent to review, we'll make sure that there's a section for old business.
And then Annalie, I think you had maybe share the email you sent to us to update everybody on your contact info and what you're expecting from this.
Good question.
You want to update us on that? So remind everybody, I guess.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So I sent out the email, and I mentioned on the email, I know not everybody was present that day. I did receive a few questions already, so I'll be working on those. I did wanted to provide some feedback in general. So the questions that we're asking, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't call them questions, maybe they should be statements, because some of them came in forms of questions as if we are going to ask the person the question, but that's not the case. So what I'll do is I'll send just a few samples so you guys can see more or less what we're looking for, and not by any means I'm suggesting those questions. It's entirely up to you guys, but that way you can kind of see the formatting on how those statements need to be on the evaluation. And like I said, I've received, I believe, 3 or 4. I will be working on that. As soon as I have something ready, I'll be sending it to the board, a working draft, and we'll continue working on it until we get it right.
So are you going to send everybody the examples that you're talking
Yes.
about? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And I guess they need to be verb started, right? Because you're analyzing something. So I guess that's where, I don't think that was communicated to the board, just because I know different instruments. It needs to be, verb originated. But more than anything, we are going to discuss those, right? We're going to see what everybody turned in, and then, okay,
Oh, yes,
that's what I thought.
will be sending, like I said, a working document, and that way we're all on the same page.
Okay.
And if I can just add a reminder, whenever she does send that information to everybody, please make sure you don't hit reply all. Otherwise, we're, having issues with open meetings and a walking quorum.
We'll do that. Thank you so much. Next, we know there's no closed session or reconvene, so we're going to an adjournment. So do I hear a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Move to adjourn.
There's a
So
motion
moved.
by Board Member Falcon. Is there a second?
I second.
Second.
There's plenty of seconds, but I have Dr. Palomo who seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. This meeting is adjourned at 12:48 p.m. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Thank you.